Another popular type of flying C is the bullet head flying C. It's slightly different than the original flying C, which has got a lead body. The weight is in the head, and they come in copper, silver or gold. They are very productive. I find them very productive on the river for salmon. So to make one of these, you need the skirt. This is a genie with yellow. You can get them black, red, purple, orange inside. They are very good. A hook. I'm going to use a treble hook, but most people now are using single hooks for catch and release. You have a wire, you have a clevis, you have a topper, which is the same principle as a tulip bead, which allows the blade to spin, and a metal bead. So what the first thing to do is you need to take a pair of scissors and you need to kind of cut the top off your skirt, and a straight cut like that, and that is basically just allows for the head to fit into that. Now the next bit is your wire. Now, unlike the standard flying C where you're inserting this piece of wire into the into the sort of lead body, you're actually going to form a loop and secure the hook on. So you basically slip your hook on. It's a bit more trickier using the machine than with a pair of pliers, but basically you're going to just basically lock the hook into the wire loop, basically inserting it into the wire so that you can actually so you're basically going to go around 3 times, like so, and then you're just going to remove your wire from your contraption, and that forms a solid loop with the hook, which means it's the same. You could use this technique with when you're doing the other ones as well. It just gives it a solid loop. As I say, you can do it with pliers. Now, one of the tricks I found is if you take the wire and you insert it into the skirt, it's easier because then you've got to find the eye for the metal head. So insert that, and then you just basically push that up onto there, and that's it on. Now, if you pull it, you'll see how far it goes up. Now, a lot of this will be wire in the body, but it does work really well. And then you've got the lure connected up onto the hook, and that's quite solid. So then it's the case of you just put on your topper, keeping an eye on that that's actually sitting properly on the hook, and then you put a metal bead on. This is to allow the blade to spin, and then you put on the clevis, and I haven't got a blade out, which is a bit foolish, and you take a metal blade and you slip the metal blade on, half on, and put it through. Now, this is obviously, because it's a lot longer, you can snip the wire if you want, but I find it just as easy to basically line it up to where I'm going to roughly gauge, and spin it round. That forms the loop. As I say, you can use the machines. You get different types of wire benders, or a pair of pliers. This machine is great, as I say before. I got it off eBay, and it really is just a wonderful piece of kit. So you basically put it in, and you're really just wanting a couple of turns, 3 or 4, and then remove, and you're then basically just going to take your snips and snip off the resident wire here, and there is your bullet head flying C. These work really well. They're an alternative to the standard flying C. As I say, you can use different colour blades. This one's got an orange blade, and it's got a tulip bead on it this time. Likewise, black and silver with a tulip bleed, and then there's another one of my copper and black genie with the toppers. These really do work well for the salmon. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's just another wee insight into making flying seas. Thank you.